I'm Saturday hauling for you guys today, and I'm going to go ahead and start off with some stuff that I purchased at the drugstore. I went into CVS specifically to grab 2 more of these lip liners from Joah. I had hauled this one a couple weeks ago. It's the Lip Candy Auto Lip Liner in the shade Nude, and this is the lip liner that I have on my lips today, and I've just really found myself looking for this specific lip liner lately, so I wanted to get 2 more because they're pretty inexpensive. I want to say they were like $5.99, and I want to throw one in my purse and then have an extra one. It just works really well with a ton of different lipsticks. So this is the Nude lip liner. It wears really well, but it also wears off really pretty, if that makes any sense. So I got 2 more of them, and again, this is what I have on my lips today, and that again is the Joah Lip Candy Auto Lip Liner in the shade Nude, and I really like it. Since I like that so much, I thought I would go ahead and try one of their little 6-pan eyeshadow palettes. So I got the Escapade Palette Nudist Colony. So it's the nude one. And these shadows are pretty nice as well. I'm quite impressed with them. So there's 6 shades that are 0.05 ounces a piece. This was, I want to say, $9.99. This shade right here kind of performs like a little bit of a topper, and I had to kind of grind my flat shader into it to pick up the product, but it looks really pretty on. That was kind of the only shade that I found a little bit finicky, but otherwise this is a really nice little neutral palette. You've got 2 matte shades over here, and then that kind of really sparkly one, and then these are kind of shimmer metallic shades. But it's a one and done palette, and I was pretty impressed with the formulation of it. So I may end up trying a few more products from the brand Joah in the future, because again, it's pretty nice. See that? It's pretty nice, right? And then these shades right here. So that is the little 6-pan from Joah in Escapade Palette Nudist Colony. And I want to say there were 3 different versions available. This little palette was also made in Korea. I also purchased another one of the Maybelline Lash Sensational Sky High Mascaras in Blackest Black. I had hauled one of these not that long ago, and I had given it to my mom because I felt that she needed to try this mascara because it's my current favorite mascara, and she really likes it as well. So I got another one of these because the tube that I'm using is almost done. This mascara gives me length and volume, and it doesn't flake or smudge on me. Smudging is a big one. Like flaking, you know, is annoying, but I can usually brush it off my cheeks. But when they smudge, I can't just brush that off. Like I have to wipe concealer off to get the smudging off, you know what I mean? So just to show you guys the brush, it's got one of those plastic bristle type brushes that has quite a bit of bend to it. I quite like it though. It separates, again, volumizes, lengthens. Really beautiful mascara from Maybelline. And then I had heard such good things about the Maybelline Lifter Gloss, so I got one, and it says on here there's hyaluronic acid in here. I got the shade 12. I got the shade 12 Opal because it looked like the kind of most safe shade to kind of try it out. It's a baby pink with some pink and golden, maybe silver sparkles in it. Just a really neutral shade. And this gloss is very nice. It's really substantial. It feels like, it does feel hydrating, slightly balmy, but it's got a really nice shine to it. It smells a little bit sweet, but not a ton. There's not a whole lot of fragrance there. So this is the shade Opal. It's got such a really pretty shine to it. So I'm glad I picked that up. Then I saw a display for some new L'Oreal lipsticks in like a nude range, and I picked up 3 of them. I went out on a limb. Typically, I don't go for L'Oreal lipsticks because they're so heavily fragranced, and that fragrance translates to a taste in the mouth, which I just do not like, that lipsticky fragrance taste like coating my mouth. So I always steered clear of the L'Oreal lipstick range, even though they have some really pretty colors. So I thought maybe they would have changed up the fragrance, and they did a bit. So these still have a fragrance to them. It's a different type of a scent than what I've smelled in L'Oreal lipsticks prior, but it doesn't taste. It's not my favorite fragrance. It's not like vanilla or anything, but it's tolerable, and these lipsticks are really pretty. So the range, I think, is called Nude Intense. And the packaging is a gold packaging with a little logo at the top right there. So I got the shade 172 in New Determine. A nude. These are all nudes. So that is what this one looks like. They're very easy to wear colors. The formulation is really smooth. They feel super comfortable on the lips. So that's 172. I also got the shade 176 right here, which is a little bit more orange, peach, I guess. And then I got the shade 171, which is the rosiest out of the bunch. Right there. So that one is 171. And again, these are the new L'Oreal Color Riche Nude Intense lipsticks right here. And then I purchased 2 shades of the new Wet n Wild Mega Last Incognito All Day Full Coverage Concealer. And initially I was really on the fence about trying this because of the all day and full coverage. Typically all day and full coverage means heavy and drying, but I was like, just give it a try because it's not that expensive. I want to say they were $4.99 a piece, which isn't too bad. And I tried to grab the shades that had pink undertones, even though these are a little bit warmer than I would have liked. So I got the shade Fair Beige and Light Beige, and I've mixed the two together, and that's what I have underneath my eyes today. And I've been wearing this for a couple days now, and I'm really impressed with the formula. I don't have like it migrating up into my little like under eye rolls. It doesn't feel super drying. It has nice coverage, but it doesn't look heavy. Upon initial application, I would say it's a medium coverage and you can build it up. But I'm pretty impressed with this formula for, you know, it's saying that it's all day full coverage, how comfortable and nice and smooth it looks underneath the eyes without being drying. I have a really dry under eye, so that's what made me kind of nervous about trying these, but I really like them. So let me swatch them for you. This one is Fair Beige right here. And then the other shade that I got is Light Beige. And I just mixed them kind of 50-50 for underneath my eyes today. So that's Fair Beige, and that one is, no, I got that wrong. This one is Light Beige, this one is Fair Beige. And then let me blend them out a little bit for you guys. They're not super warm. And together I think they look really pretty. And then if I mix them, this is about the color that I have underneath my eyes. But for $4.99, these concealers are definitely worth a try for like a fuller coverage that doesn't look heavy or feel drying. So I really like them. So that's the new Wet n Wild Mega Last Incognito concealer right there. And again, I have it under my eyes today. And then lastly from the drugstore, because I'm a baked jelly formula junkie, I got 2 more of the Revlon So Fierce eyeshadow quads. I had hauled one of these a bit ago, and it was the nude shade. And while the shades were really pretty, they're a lot less intense than some other like baked jelly eyeshadows that I have, but they are really pretty and they're super easy to like throw on. And I had seen Lisa do one here on YouTube swatch the clap back quad, and it looks super pretty. So I got that one, and then I got the Big Bang, which looks like a fun summer one. I did wear this gold and this kind of fuchsia on the lid the other day, and they are pretty, but they are more subdued than some more intense kind of baked jelly shadows. So let's watch the 964 Clap Back. And there are no matte shadows in these, but some of them are more satin and some of them have a real like sparkle to them. This one's actually a little bit more intense than the other 2 that I have. Got really pretty blue and brown in there. But you can kind of see even in the swatches, there's just a little bit of a sheerness to them, which makes these really easy to wear, you know, as opposed to like a super saturated, intense eyeshadow. So it kind of just depends on your personal preference. If you like a little bit more sheer but a pretty like sparkle to them, you might really like these. But that one is the Clap Back right there. And then here is the Big Bang, which is kind of a summer quad. But these are just super easy, very, very easy shadows to use. So that one is the Big Bang right there. They're pretty though. Next up, I purchased 2 more of the Rare Beauty Melting Blushes. I got Nearly Neutral and Nearly Apricot. Last week I had hauled Nearly Rose, and I really like how easy of a cream formula it is to go over a set foundation. So I got 2 more shades, and the packaging is just so adorable. So I got Nearly Apricot, which is this guy right here. And this is a pretty apricot shade. And I'll go ahead and swatch it next to Nearly Rose as well. This is going to be a fun one for the summertime. But I like to use a Wayne Goss foundation brush, that stipple one, and put it in there and just lightly brush it over the skin, and it just has a really beautiful glow to it. And I find them really easy to use for cream blushes. So that one is Nearly Apricot. And then this one is Nearly Neutral, which is a neutral shade with a slight kind of rosiness to it. And then here it is next to the one that I hauled last week, which is called Nearly Rose, which is much more pink. So you got Nearly Apricot, Nearly Neutral, and Nearly Rose. And those are the Rare Beauty Melting Blushes right there. And again, the packaging on these is very, very cute. But one of the easiest cream blushes that I've tried right there. I also purchased the new Benefit Their Real Magnet Extreme Power Lift Mascara. I really loved the original Their Real back when it came out. I've since moved on to other mascaras, but I did love the original one at the time. So I thought I would go ahead and give this one a try. The magnet situation kind of intrigued me. So this is what the packaging looks like, and there's allegedly a magnet inside of the brush. Not sure on the technology. Let's read it. Extender brush with magnetically charged core pulls the magnetic mineral enriched formula up and out beyond the tips of the lashes. That makes sense. That's kind of neat, right? So interesting little technology there. This is what the tube looks like, and there's a magnet on the cap right there. So I loved this mascara when I first used it. Like, I thought that my lashes looked so pretty. They actually looked exactly like that picture. That's what my eyelashes looked like, and I was really impressed. It was after 3 coats of mascara, but that's what they looked like. I was very, very impressed with it. And then as the day went on, I got transfer with this. I did get flaking as well, which, as I mentioned before, I don't mind the flaking as much as I mind the smudging, because I can brush off the flakes and I can't just brush off the smudging. But it smudged really bad in my inner corners, which is where I typically get smudging when mascara does smudge on me. So I'm so sad about that, because I love the effects that it gave on the lashes. I didn't think that compared to the Maybelline Sky High formula that it was that substantial of a difference, but I did feel like there was possibly a little bit more length to them compared to the Sky High. Although this is, like I said, this is my favorite mascara at the moment. But the smudging is a no-go for me, because again, I can't just wipe it off. So here's the brush. It's a decent sized kind of rubber bristle brush there. And the little spikes on here aren't too long, so you're not going to easily poke your eyeball out. I found it really easy to work with. It separated, it lengthened, and it volumized my lashes. But the smudging is just, I can't deal with the smudging, man. So that's the new Benefit Their Real Magnet Mascara right there. If you guys have tried this, I'd love to know your thoughts on it and if it's smudged for you. I'm very interested in that. I have one more drugstore item. I purchased this BFF Alondra and Elsie collab 20 color eyeshadow palette, and I got it at Ulta. It's this guy right here. I thought the color story looked super pretty. So there's a total 0.71 ounces or 20 grams of product in here. So that makes each shade 1 gram, because there's 20 shades in here. And this guy is made in the PRC. This is what the packaging looks like. It is a cardboard with a pretty good sized mirror in there, but it flips all the way back. And then here are your shadows. So this is the palette that I have on my eyes today, and I've worn this palette quite a few times so far. The formulation of these eyeshadows is outstanding. They are super soft, they're buttery, they're pigmented, they blend out really well. I'm very impressed with this. If you guys picked up the BH Cosmetics Naughty palette that came out over the holidays with the square pans and like the big red packaging, that has a similar formula to this, which that palette is absolutely wonderful as well. And so is the Blueberry Muffin palette. I hauled that a few weeks ago as well. Beautiful, beautiful formula. Great array of mattes and shimmers, both light, medium, and dark. You can pull it, you know, warm. You can get like some yellow looks. You got some blues in there. I think the only thing missing is probably a purple because this one is kind of a little bit of a green, but the color story just really got me. But the shimmers are so pretty. The mattes are pretty. Some of the shades do kick up a little bit of powder in the pan because they're quite soft. And I get a little bit of fallout, but it's not too bad for as soft as some of the shades are. But I'm just really impressed with where BH is going with their formula. I really like this palette. I hope they keep it up with this formulation of shadow. This guy. Guys, and I was able to use an Ulta coupon on here too, so I saved like $3.50 off of it, and it's not too bad a price for such good quality already. This shade reminds me of the shade that's in the Wayne Goss Pearl Moonstone palette. It's really, really pretty. And then these guys. Oh, got a little blue in there. And then these last four, which I love these two like sky periwinkle blue shades. They're so pretty. And very pigmented for like a periwinkle blue. I am running out of space. Okay, Tara. Very, very pretty palette from BH Cosmetics. Right there. I almost forgot this little guy. I got the Rare Beauty Best of Rare Beauty Lip and Cheek 2-piece mini duo because I really like those cream blushes from the brand, and I never tried their blush that's in like the tube. So I got this guy to try it out, and I figured even the full size ones I'd probably never go through one, so the mini size is just a good idea. So I got this little guy. This is what the packaging looks like. So the dewy lip balm that came in here is the shade Thankful, which is a pretty nude. It doesn't go on quite as dark as it looks in the tube, and this is just the cutest little packaging. So this one is Thankful right here, and these balms are nice. I do have one of these in the full size, and then the little cream blush that came in here is the shade Bliss, which is a shade that's right up my alley. And these are really pigmented, so the way that I use them is I kind of put them on my hand like a little bit more product here, and then I spread it out, and I take the sponge that I used for my foundation and pounce it on there, and then I go on my cheeks with it. I don't go directly on the cheek with it. And this is a really pretty shade of blush. It has a slight silicone slip to it, but these are a little bit more saturated in color compared to the cream blushes. They're more opaque. They're not quite as translucent as those. But still really pretty blushes, and I found that with a sponge pounced over the cheek, I didn't get any foundation patchiness or anything like that either, so they went over those pretty good. So that's the shade Thankful right there in the, I know there's a name for these blushes. What exactly are they called? The Bliss Matte Blush. Yes, and there are a ton of silicones in here too. Isododecane silica dimethicone. are the first three. So that's what's giving it that, you know, that slip. And then I placed an order on the M Cosmetics website because they launched a new collection. They call it Venetian Rose. And I really wanted the Heaven's Glow Radiant Veil blush in the new Venetian Rose shade. So the packaging on this is the color of kind of the blush inside, which I appreciate, so you can tell them apart from others, because I do have one other one, and that's in the coral packaging. I should grab it and swatch it next to this one. I will do that. But this is the packaging right here. You have got a total of 0.28 ounces of product, and it's made in Italy. This guy here is a kind of standard baked powder blush, and it's just a really gorgeous rose shade. I would call it a mauvey rose. On my skin, it does pull more mauve. I kind of blend it out. It does have a really pretty fine like sheen to it. I wouldn't say like noticeable shimmer or anything, but it does have a pretty sheen to it. So that's it kind of blended out right there. And that's the Heaven's Glow Venetian Rose from M Cosmetics right there. And then I'll swatch it next to the other one that I have. This is the Magic Hour, same formulation. But just so you can see the shades next to each other, this is much more warm. Also has a pretty sheen to it. So there is the Magic Hour, and there is the Venetian Rose right there. They also came out with their second 6-pan eyeshadow palette. So this is the Divine Skies eyeshadow palette in Faded Clementine. There are 6 shadows in here that are 0.05 ounces a piece, and this is also made in Italy. That's the box packaging. So it has the same style of packaging as their original Divine Skies palette, except for it's orange. And again, I appreciate that changing color so you can really distinguish them from each other. So this is Faded Clementine, and the shadow formulation from M in these palettes is beautiful. Ooh, such a stunning formulation. So this guy has got 3, I would say they're shimmer metallics, and then 3 mattes. So you've got a kind of metallic, and then 3 mattes. This palette here worked really well for me, but it's not a standalone. So when I use this, I brought in good old faithful Aether Beauty Pure Diamond Dust to highlight, because there isn't a shade in here that kind of I can highlight on my eyes. They're mid-tone or deeper. But the formulation, again, is stunning. Really beautiful formula from M. This is going to be a good one going into summer. Look at how pretty those are. And then these 2 shades. And smooth. Oh, such a pretty formula right there. So that's the Divine Skies Faded Clementine eyeshadow palette. And then let me show it next to the other one. Here it is next to the original Divine Skies palette. I don't know if this one has a name or not because it's not on the back. But this one, the original palette, is kind of along the vibes of Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. And then the Divine Skies is a little bit deeper. And then on the back, they did give them names on the new one, where this one doesn't have any names on it. So switched it up just a little bit, but these are both stunning palettes from M Cosmetics. And then because I'm now doing the cream thing, I finally got one of their Color Drops serum blushes, also from M Cosmetics. And I had looked at these so many times, and I've heard so many people rave about them. And again, since I'm doing the cream thing now, I got one of these. So I got the shade Little Lilac, which is the purple shade. And I actually have this on my cheeks today. This is the blush that I'm wearing. And I used it with a sponge, the same sponge that I used to put on my foundation. And stunning. I think that it looks so pretty on the cheeks. I can kind of think that this probably won't be my last one. I just need to try it a couple more times, like a couple days in a row, to make sure that it's not going to give me underskin bumps, because there are silicones in here as well. But other than that, the formulation of this is absolutely stunning. So this is the Little Lilac shade. These are made in Italy as well, and there's a total of 0.34 fluid ounces in the bottle. I will say I have trouble with the dropper. Like, I can push this down and hold it and try to suck the product up, and it's really difficult for me to get like a drop drop out. So oftentimes I just wipe the wand off on the back of my hand because it's really, again, it's hard to kind of get the product out. The packaging itself is super cute, but the kind of dropper I wish was a little bit better. So this here is the, what I call it, little lilac. And it definitely has a serum-y type texture. When I pounced it over the skin, before I went in with my Revlon Meteorites, I checked to see if it kind of had a little bit of tack to it, and it does. So instead of like brushing the Meteorites all over, I kind of pounced them over this blush before I swiped it to make sure that I didn't like smudge it across my face, and that worked out super pretty. Again, I've got this on. I think that my cheeks look so like glowy and, I don't know, hydrated, which my skin needs all the hydration it can get. So I'm pretty impressed with this little guy. So that's the Cosmetics little lilac, what are the Dewdrops, I think they're called, Dewdrops blush. Nope, Color Drops Serum Blush. I'm gonna call them Dewdrops anyway. Also from Cosmetics, I've always really wanted to try their lip cushions. So I got the new one in, this is the Venetian Rose, yeah, the Venetian Rose shade. So it's a stick formula, 0.05 ounces of product, and this guy is made in Japan. And that shine that you see on my lips right now is this guy right here. It's a little bit deeper than I would have liked it to be, and I'm kind of wishing that I would have bought the clear version because they came out with a clear one as well. I think it's this formula. I don't think it's just a straight balm, but this feels so nice on the lips. So today I put this on. It was a little bit too dark for kind of what I was going for, so I went in with MAC's Creme de Nude and mixed it. So this is a mixture of the Venetian Rose Lip Cushion Tinted Lip Luminizer and MAC's Creme de Nude lipstick, and you can still see how much shine this gives the lips. And I haven't retouched it either, and it still has a ton of shine to it. It's not forming, after all this talking like in this video, it's not forming a line on the inside of my lips either. I am hoping that she comes out with more shades of these in kind of lighter tones. That's kind of what stopped me from purchasing more of them, is because they all looked a little bit deeper than something I would wear like every day, and that's what I was wanting, was something I was going to use a lot. But this formula is so nice. Like, it is really, really nice. So this is her new Venetian Rose shade right there. And the shine. It stays really well on the lips and feels stunning. I'll go ahead and put even a little bit more on here. Oh, so nice. And then lastly, I placed an order on the Pat McGrath website. My mom was over here one day and we were just visiting and stuff, and she's like, what's one of your favorite palettes, like, that you would grab, you had to have, or whatever? And I told her the Pat McGrath Labs Mothership Divine Rose eyeshadow palette. It's one of my favorites from 2019 all through 2020 and currently. It's just one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes. It's a one and done. The looks are always so pretty. It's really easy to use. So I told my mom that she needed to try it, and I said, just take mine and try it to see if you like it. And she really loved it. So I just told her to keep it. And I said, Pat McGrath has sales every now and again. I'll just go buy myself a new one. So I gave that one to her, and then Pat McGrath had a 25% off on her website, like probably, I don't know, a week later. So I went ahead and purchased another one of the Divine Rose eyeshadow palettes. I really wish this one would have came back in the special packaging. I love the Divine Rose 2 palette as well, and I just can't bring myself to get it in the special packaging because I already have it. But anyway, I'll swatch it for you guys just in case you haven't seen it in all its glory. But it comes with the, super heavy duty fancy Pat McGrath packaging, and then there is a card in the box with the names of the shadows in there. And what I like to do is cut down the sheet, and then there's a plastic over the mirror here, and so I just leave that plastic on, and then I glue this inside the mirror so that I can see the shades lined up in there, because there is no other indication on the palette itself for the shades, so you do have to refer back to the card, and that just makes it easier. So this guy here is super fresh. It's like untouched. There are the 4 special shades, and when I refer to the Pure Diamond Dust and the Pat McGrath Divine Rose palette, this is the shade that I'm referring to. This one has got a little bit more special sparkle to it than the Pure Diamond Dust, but not by a ton. So instead of like using up this shade, because I often want to just go to this palette for this shade, I have the Pure Diamond Dust from Aether to use with all kinds of eyeshadow palettes, and it's really, really stunning as an eyeshadow. It's also beautiful on the skin. So that's the shade that I'm referring to though. So you've got these 4 right here. This is the only kind of chunky sparkly shade in the palette like that. These 3 are Baked Gelée, and then these ones are more standard eyeshadows. You guys have probably seen this palette a couple times, but I love this palette. I had dips in like every single shade in my other one. I told my mom too, I said, well, I'll just order another one and you can have the new one. And oh, Phoebe is scratching on something. And she insisted to keep the old one. So I was like, well, whatever. This guy's a duochrome. But I love this palette. I love and adore it. It's stunning. And then these last 2 shades. This is a duochrome as well. And my fave. Oh, the shine, the shine, the shine from that shade is so stunning. Beautiful. It's so beautiful. One of my absolute favorite eyeshadow palettes. So anyway, that's the Divine Rose from Pat McGrath, in case you have not seen it already. And then I had also looked at this lip balm over and over and over again. And so this was actually on sale for $12.50, and so I got this guy. It's the Astral Blue Star Lip Fetish Lip Balm. And I have got several of these the Astral kind of lip fetish lip balms, and I love them. I really love the one they call Nude. It has like a gold sparkle in it. And I've got the pink one, and I think I have the other one as well. I've got a few of them. And I've also gone through an entire one of the Nude Astral lip balms. So Astral Blue Star comes in black packaging, and then the lip balm is like a gray with purple and blue sparkles in it. It does not go on this color. It's more of a, whoa, I should have wiped those off. It's more of a clear base, but it still has that really pretty shine to it. You can see like my bullet is a little loose already. I will say, as much as I love this packaging, I have had so many of these come apart. So I hope in the future, I don't want her to get rid of this packaging because I think it's really cool. But I hope they fix the mechanism that always comes apart. But anyway, that is the Astral Blue Star. You can see there's a gray hint to it, like a blue-gray. But for the most part, it's a bit translucent. And I just really like shades like this. I thought it was super pretty. That is everything that I have for my haul today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I will see you guys later. Bye.